Hello everyone, this is Ronnie Rocha again. I'm doing my video discussion, my 2.1 video discussion for social sciences. The first one went pretty good, so I thought I'd go ahead and do another video discussion. I do public speaking a little bit, and so I'm trying to get into it, motivational speaking, along with my psychology degree, and I'm planning on doing a lot more. So I figured this is kind of a good practice for it, you know? I mean, if I can talk in front of y'all and do this, this might help me out a little bit as well. And I can always work on it. Hey, perfect practice makes perfect, right? So anyways, we'll go right into the discussion. We're talking about our chosen issues. I'm sorry, our chosen project issues. I'm going to do my project on sexual child abuse. And the reason why, like first question says, is why you're so passionate about this. I have kids. I have 5 children. And they range from 17 to 30. So a few days, 31. I've always said I love my kids maybe just a little more than anyone else loves theirs, and that's a compliment to me, but that's a compliment to all the other parents. Everybody should feel that way about their own children, and I really hope they do. I've always worked with kids. I mean, ever since I was a teenager going on up, I've coached a lot and worked with children that way as well, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to get into child and adolescent psychology is because, you know, it would help me work even better with children. So, but the reason why I'm passionate about that one is basically because of how big of a problem it is that nobody wants to talk about. It's something that everybody just, even nowadays, they're just real shunned about it. It's getting brought up a lot more, but people just kind of they don't like talking about it. It kind of gets brushed under. I mean, the sex trafficking, sexual child abuse on children, it's one of those deals with me. It's like if it's one child, that's still one too many. And so children are innocent. You know, they're the most beautiful things in the world. They grow up to be us. We were children. And so, I mean, this is really a part of life. I'm doing a little research, and I'll cite it in my discussion. They say about 30% of sexual child abuse doesn't get reported. I'd probably say it's a lot more than that. Being where I grew up, I used to speak to a lot of people. I had a lot of friends that were girls, and I was always interested in behavior and the mindset of the things like that. And they always shared that with me that, geez, I mean, a lot of the girls that I grew up with had shared that they were abused as a child, sexually abused, and it was just one after another, it seemed like, and that was just way too many. I'm like, how is this not a problem? Why aren't we doing more things about it? And so there's also a study that said nearly 70% of all reported sexual assault with, you know, adults or anything are to children under 17. That's a lot, man. That's how are things. How is this not a number one topic of what am I trying to say? Of the social, you know, topics that we're talking about, social issues. This children should be the number one thing, and I just don't understand our country sometimes. We're so worried about so many other things. I mean, our children should be number one, and that's the way it is to me. That's why I'm so passionate about it. Not just because I have kids, because I love kids. The kids are our future. You know, you always say that. It's more than just words to me, though. They really are. What aspects of your chosen issue do you believe makes it a social issue? I mean, how do I make it a social issue? Children are everywhere. It's us, like I said before. Hurting children hurts our future. It hurts our sustainability here. The more children get hurt and the more damage we do. I mean, look at nowadays. You hear so much of people going through depression and anxiety, and everybody's had trauma. And it's more and more now. We might just be speaking of it more. That's why it seems like it's a lot more. But the fact that it's being brought up is something that I enjoy, that I'm glad it's happening. Because like I said, you know, step one is figuring out you have the problem. Well, there's a problem, and now we're talking about a lot more. So maybe more things can get done. I still don't think there's enough getting done, but that's kind of what I'm getting into, the field that I'm getting into, is to help the children, help people, help parents, help anybody I can to understand that. And like I said, that is part of the sustainability of life, is taking care of our children. There's a reason why they say children are our future. You know, they always say hurt people hurt people. Well, these kids are hurt too, and they need to grow up. They grew up abused or anything like that, then it's a PTSD type of situation. They don't. You've taken something from that child. You've taken something that they'll never get back. And it's very hard to come out of. I was not sexually abused, and so I can't. I can only understand how they feel. I don't know exactly how somebody feels, but I can imagine. And hearing this and working with some kids already, that just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart how somebody could do that to a children and not just. I mean, I'd hate to even say anything worse than that, but just it just really bothers me. And this is something that's a social issue and should be talked about a lot more than it has, and it does. Who do you believe is impacted by the social issue you've described? Well, I guess I'm answering questions while doing that because everybody's affected by this. Children are everywhere. Like I said, they were little us's. We were children, and sometimes we're able to overcome some of these obstacles, and sometimes we're not. Hurt kids, hurt children, hurt people. Then grow up just being hurt and just ruin people's lives. These are people that could have successful lives, successful sustainability to us. I mean, somebody can, be the next president who's going to grow up to be the greatest, but they never will. Will never have that opportunity sometimes because of something like sexual abuse happening as a child can just take them in the wrong path. There was a movie called Too Fast, Too Furious, and I like a line that one of them says, and it kind of pertains to this, and I'll explain how. One of the lines the FBI agent tells one of the main characters, he said, what is the difference between a criminal and the FBI agent? He says, one bad decision. That's all it takes. One issue to a child like this could ruin their lives. And not just their lives, their parents' lives, their siblings' lives. There's so many people that can be affected like this. Like I said, this is not talked about enough, even though it's being brought up more. More things aren't being done, more harsher penalties and crimes. And I'm sure I'll get more into that through the project goes on, but just to explain that. And then number 4 is describe the relationship between your chosen issue and the two social science disciplines. I'm not sure exactly so much science disciplines. I looked into science. I kind of read a lot about it, the social science disciplines, and I came up with the psychology and criminology of social science disciplines because, psychology is the study of mind and behavior. Criminology kind of is a study of criminal behavior. So both of those, understanding those, the relationship between those is so big because understanding somebody's mind and the behavior of what's going on to someone who not only has been sexually assaulted, but someone who has sexually assaulted someone. That goes with the criminology of studying that criminal behavior. The more we do in that, the more we can figure out and hopefully solve a lot of these issues. So, I mean, that's how they relate, is just understanding the behavior of the mind, the behavior of the criminal, and even the person who's been abused. Hopefully more things get done about it. I'm very passionate about this. This is I've done some papers before in other classes about sexual child abuse, mental health with children, and I'm going to continue to do it. So, like I said, I'm very passionate about it. Hopefully this turns out to be a very good project. I'm excited for it. And so, just look forward to doing my 2.2 module now. And so other than that, I think I'm pretty much done with my discussion. I try to keep it a little shorter than last time, going on 9 minutes. So thank you for listening. Please, would love to hear any response that you have. And look forward to seeing it. And hopefully some of y'all can do y'all's own video discussion. It's a little hard to some people, embarrassing and everything, but it's neat to kind of step out and do that. So hopefully some of y'all will start doing that, and I'd love to see them, and I will respond to anybody who does a video discussion as well. Alrighty, thank you. Arnie Rocha signing off. Thank you.